Bill Russo is president of auto consultancy Synergistics and senior advisor at Booz Co. Bill is also a former vice president of Chrysler Northeast Asia. He spent 15 years at the company in various executive roles. Bill, good to have you back with us. Can Toyota really reverse this massive recall costing billions and billions of dollars, not to mention a destruction to its reputation, into an opportunity?
Well, I think any problem or crisis of this magnitude presents near-term challenges, but it also is an opportunity for an organization to demonstrate the values, as you said, that it holds dear. And Toyota is a company that built its reputation for 40 years on building meticulous quality and following a process that somehow it strayed away from. I think what happened recently is a result of Toyota prioritizing speed and market growth over other things which it had been very well known for. So I think there's an opportunity here for Toyota to reassess how it approaches problems and how it approaches the consumer and demonstrate that they do hold those values dear.
So it's not over yet for Toyota. What do you make of the tone of the remark made by Akio Toyoda before U.S. Congress, before U.S. lawmakers? Will it be good enough to make this the start of Toyota's recovery process?
Well, again, the first step toward recovery is admitting you have a problem, and I think they've now come to recognition that this is a rather significant issue, not just for this one incident, but as I think we all know, Toyota's had an increasing number of quality spills over time, and this is probably not the last problem that we're going to see because it's endemic in the way the system is functioning. And I think, how they identify and how they address the root cause of this problem, I think what happened early on is they came to a quick conclusion that this was not a problem that required more investigation. And I think what we're finding out is that complex electromechanical systems like the acceleration system of an automobile requires a lot more containment, a lot more diagnosis before you come to a quick conclusion. So I think now they're stepping up to the fact that they don't have a complete understanding of the problem, and what they need to do now is make the consumers understand that they are taking ownership of the problem and they will find a way to address the root cause.
Bill, is it possible that Toyota's success, its reputation for quality, could have led to complacency and oversight, both on the part of the company and auto regulators as well?
I think this is what I find very fascinating is, having competed against Toyota, it's very apparent that every auto company in the world viewed Toyota as a juggernaut, a company that really couldn't be beat in many respects, in quality and in terms of efficiency in many regards. And they were only going to get stronger. Well, it proves once and for all that the giants can fall, and the giants often do it to themselves. Yeah, I think what happens when a company gets very successful is they lose sight of the fundamentals which got them there. They believe they can do no wrong. And in this case, Toyota strayed away from the very principles, the meticulous attention to detail and quality, which are some of the things that get compromised when you chase after market share and when you try to go too fast at unsustainable speeds.
Question now is how to ensure that the problems at Toyota and possibly other automakers not happen again. Are the initial steps in the right direction?
Well, I think, again, the opportunities that are presented by problems like this are that they give they represent opportunities for the organization that's experiencing the problem to learn the lessons and determine what can be done to fix the root cause, not just of the particular defect that we're talking about, but of the system that allowed that defect to arise. And I think every automaker needs to take a look now at Toyota's situation and say, first of all, there's opportunity that comes from that crisis for them, but more importantly, what is it that allowed this to happen to Toyota, and how do we prevent that from happening in our system? There's been a lot of ambitious targets set, and I think when companies set targets that are unachievable, they do things that fall outside of what they normally do, and that creates the opportunity for risk and quality problems to creep into the system.
Bill, before we let you go, I want to take a quick look at the Chinese market. Is it absolutely clear whether Toyota's cars made in China are safe? Do they have the same specs in the millions of cars made by their Chinese joint venture partners?
I think it would be too quick to assume that the problems in the U.S. market are isolated to one market. This is a global industry. These are global designs. These products are sold in many markets. Even if the parts come from different suppliers, they are produced to a specification that the vehicle manufacturer is responsible for. So I think it would be too quick to assume that the problem isn't in the Chinese or other markets where these products are sold. I think every market needs to look at the existence of the potential for the failure of these types of components in their products. I think Toyota's already experienced a series of quality spills in China. It would not, again, I think it really would be required for everyone to take a look and see if the same problem exists in this market.
Bill, there is a development this morning. Chinese automaker Tengzong dropped its bid to buy GM's Hummer. That it didn't get approval. I mean, why did it fail? What's your take on it?
Well, I think, first of all, this was a bit of an odd duck of an acquisition to begin with. Sichuan Tengzong is not a company that has any experience in automotive outside of building some commercial, I think, dump trucks. You know, China is trying to, with its auto policy, encourage automakers to produce vehicles of lower fuel consumption. Hummer represents the exact opposite of what the policy is trying to do. And I think that's, you know, probably an example of the fact that the Chinese are really serious about implementing the policies.
Bill, we have to leave it there. Thanks.